I'm Justin Apego. We're back in the bedroom of my 1915 craftsman style house. The windows are still the old aluminum windows, and I haven't addressed that yet, but the walls have been repaired, covered with insulation, new drywall, full skim coat, and paint. I didn't shoot video of that because it's not very exciting. I left the carpet down for that whole process so that I didn't have to be careful. Now it's time to tear the wall-to-wall carpeting up. You see the carpet. Honestly, this carpet is in pretty poor condition, so regardless of what's underneath it, it needs to come up. Well, I know there's a hardwood floor under it. I don't know the condition of it. And then once that's done, then this room will be ready for me to not only install new windows into these big open bays, but also finally build my bedroom set that I have been holding off on. Okay, obviously you can see there's plaster all over the floor and a little bit of paint. That's fine. That's why I left the carpet down. And now we're gonna get in here and pull the carpet up. I could just pull this whole carpet out in one giant piece, but then it'd be impossible to get out of the room. So I'm gonna cut it into strips as I go. Here's the floor. What I can see of it so far looks like it's in pretty good condition. Hopefully this is what we see, what we continue to see as we keep pulling it up. And this around the edge, it's actually called a no tack strip. Most people usually just say tack strip because it has tacks in it, but it's called a no tack strip because back when they were invented, they meant that you didn't have to use carpet tacks to tack the carpet down to the floor. So that's why it's called a no tack strip. These tacks in here are all angled out towards the wall so that they hold the carpet tight in place. So it can be hard to get a grip on it and pull the carpet away sometimes, but this is coming up pretty easily. And then there's going to be all these staples in the ground that are holding the pad down. So we're going to have to get those staples out as well. And I'm going to mask up with a respirator because we'll be kicking up a lot of dust. Okay, let's get started. Okay, there are a couple of different ways that we can do this. We can cut the carpet away with this, which is, your basic utility knife. The problem with this is, this blade is going to want to cut through the carpet and through the pad, put a score mark onto the floor. So you can use this. It fits in your utility knife. These are actually made for cutting roofing material, but it's perfect for this because you can get down under the carpet and above the pad, and then you can cut the carpet away without putting a mark on the floor. You could take this same concept and you can put it on a power tool, which makes this one of the more terrifying tools with this big gut hook, and it'll make short work of the carpet. By the way, one of the reasons that this room is so cold, obviously, is these big open window bays that were just paneled over. But another reason is the carpet, because there's a floor furnace downstairs, and it's the only heat source in the house. When these houses were built, they understood that the houses weren't airtight and that there was a transfer of air going in and out through the walls and up and down through the floors and ceilings. So that floor furnace was designed in such a way and situated in such a way that the heat would come up through the floor to heat the upstairs. What they did back in the 60s when they put this carpet in and put the popcorn ceilings downstairs is they created a layer of insulation between the furnace and the upstairs. So even if they hadn't changed the window layout and properly plastered and sealed to the outside, it still would have been cold in here because the heat from the furnace downstairs wouldn't be reaching this room. So taking this carpet out will help alleviate that, and eventually taking the popcorn off the ceiling downstairs will help with that as well. Let's see what the floor looks like. Found an old school blade from when they installed the carpet. That blade's been sitting under there for 40 plus years. Okay, and I'm happy. This all looks really good. Also, it doesn't look like they overused their staples when they were putting the pad down. I don't have as many staples to take out as I might. The condition of the floor looks pretty nice. Now I need to be careful. All this loose bits of plaster, I'm gonna police them pretty well so that I don't scratch the floor walking around up here. So far, I'm pretty happy. Okay, this is the halfway point. So far, no scary surprises. Okay, this is what you're left with when you've pulled up all the carpet. There's all kinds of crud left on the floor. That's from the pad breaking down over the years. And the staples that were holding the pad down are still holding little bits of the pad. It's weird, there's more staples on this half of the room than there is on that half of the room, so I'm guessing that there were two guys working simultaneously and they had different ideas about how to lay down a pad. But anyway, we'll get this cleaned up and keep going. The hardest thing about getting these out is that they're covered with these tacks. So touching them is like dealing with a porcupine. They come up pretty easily. They're not nailed in very deep or hard, but you still have to be careful. Okay, I've created a major trip hazard here at the top of the stairs by removing the carpet. The carpet on the stairs is still there. I'm gonna eventually take the carpet down the stairs out, but I'm leaving it for now because I'm gonna be going up and down as I make furniture and stuff and haul it up and down. That'll protect the hardwood on the stairs, and the carpet itself acts as a pad that'll help me skid stuff up and down the steps. So I'm leaving the carpet for now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out this transition from in front of the bathroom, put it there, and tack the stairs down with it, and then this will become a trip hazard, but I'm gonna put a piece of molding here just temporarily that will take up this difference until I come up with a better solution. And I wanna do this preserving these nails, so I'm gonna be gentle. If I was going to leave this in here permanently, I'd be trimming it to the size of the doorway. But since I'm not too worried about it, because all I'm trying to do is keep from falling down the stairs. That'll keep the carpet from rising up and grabbing your foot. This is a piece of molding that I pulled off the bottom of the wall here. A piece of shoe molding, which is good because it's rounded over. Make a nice little transition that I can temporarily slide right in there. This is just a piece of scrap that I didn't throw away because I throw away very little. It'll stay there until I figure out what I'm gonna do with my bathroom floor one of these days. We'll see what I'm gonna do with my bathroom floor, but in the meantime, it'll be a fine transition between the bathroom and the bedroom. I'm sitting on my floor. It looks like it's in great shape, but it's covered with hundreds of staples. Well, I've already actually removed the staples from this half of the room. The half that I now have to attack is the half with the overzealous staple guy. And then right here, right down the center of the room, where two pieces of pad came together, they stapled the hell out of that, all the way down. I've got to take all these out. There are different ways to do it. You can get in here, get in with a screwdriver and just give it a tap to lift it up a little bit, and then grab it with a pair of dikes, and then it comes out. Sometimes you can skip the screwdriver step and just grab them. They make special tools that'll slide under there. One that's sort of like a garden tool, looks like a hoe, with a big handle, and you come through and just like pop the staples out. But that would work only if the staples are all lined up parallel to each other. And in the real world, that doesn't happen because the person who's installing this is sitting on the ground like I am, and they don't send the staples through one after another like that. They do this, which means that they're all going to be misaligned from one another because they don't need to be aligned. So that tool that's supposed to just run right through and open them up works perfectly if they're installed perfectly, but they're not. So that tool is not particularly useful. There are other specialty tools that will slide under, basically do the screwdriver job and the dike job simultaneously. And I suppose if doing this was your job every day, then you'd want a pair of those. But I have no reason to go get one. So really what you need to do this is a hammer, a skinny flathead screwdriver with a thin blade, and a pair of dikes and knee pads. Knee pads, patience, and dikes. All these little dots you see on the floor are pieces of the pad where it's stuck to the floor only on this half of the room where there were staples. Pad has like broken down and it's gummy. So I don't want to just go over it with a sander because it's just going to gum up the sandpaper. But I'm scraping it off with the putty knife just to get it up off the wood before I come back with a sander. There's always an extra step. Here it is. I'm pretty happy. I put an oil finish down on the floor and I'm done. This is exciting. I'm really pleased with the condition of this floor. Some of those dots that were there remain as stains. I probably could have sanded down past them. Otherwise, the condition of the floor didn't merit that, so I decided to just leave that in. It's a 100-year-old floor, so it's gonna have some marks and stains and dings and whatnot in it. That's just part of the character, so I can live with that. The best thing about this is that now I can get to the stuff that's really fun that I really wanted to do. You're gonna see furniture there, pointing at the bed because I'm building a new bed. And there, in this corner over here under the window. So until then, follow me in the social links you can find down below to see the progress. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it, and thank you, and we'll see you next time.